Every house, every situation is going to be a little bit different based off how many offers they have, based on the conversation that I have with the listing agent, based on, the condition of the house, right? So Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of The Real Deal. This week, we're going to be talking about what it takes to get your offer accepted as a buyer, and sellers, what type of offers you should be expecting when you put your house on the market. Now, we're in a very competitive market. Right now in our current time, these are the requirements for you to be competitive with your offer. Now, this is March 2022, right? That could change in 6 months. That could change in 2 months, right? But based off of right now, current market trends, this is what it's taking clients to get their offers accepted. I'm very active in the market. I help out a lot of different clients. So being this active in the market helps me gauge the trends. It helps me make my offers less, stronger, or scaling it back a little bit. So I can tell you with confidence that right now, this is what it's taking to get offers accepted. Now, I'll also give you some recommendations on things that you can do to not have to make these type of offers, and how you can still get a house without making these type of aggressive offers. So first, let's talk about the biggest, which is price, right? Right now, entry-level price point, if you're looking anywhere, like a 1995 house, 2005 house, entry-level price point is getting closer and closer to 400,000. Like, that's becoming the new base entry-level price if you're looking at a house in, Avondale, Litchfield Park, Levine, Goodyear. Now, the house is listed at 400,000, let's say, and you really like the house, it has some nice upgrades in it, fully move-in ready, and you want to be competitive with your offer. You want to offer 430,000. The difference between 400 and 430 is about 150 bucks a month, right? Now, if it were to appraise at 430, then that's kind of a no-brainer, right? You're like, well, an extra 150 bucks a month, great. But the problem is that house more than likely was listed at what market value is. So the agent ran their comps, and they determined that market value was 400,000. So even though you're offering 430, that doesn't mean that the bank's going to finance 430. They're going to more than likely finance that $400,000 to $410,000 range. So in order for you to make your offer more aggressive, you either have to waive your appraisal contingency altogether. So that means that you have to have cash in hand to be able to pay and close that gap, or offer a set amount that you're willing to pay above market value, above appraisal. Now, obviously, my job is to kind of guide you and make sure that you're not making too much of an aggressive offer, but also not making an offer that stands no chance, right? So every house, every situation is going to be a little bit different based off how many offers they have, based on the conversation that I have with the listing agent, based on, the condition of the house, right? So we're going to scale our offer based off of each house individually. And this is going to be this is the number one thing that sellers want. They want to make the most amount of money that they can, because they're also upgrading, right? They're a family. They're moving into their next home. A lot of people like to, say, oh, sellers, they're just accepting these cash offers. Why not sell it to a family? And I get it, right? Like, I 100% get it. And when I talk to my sellers, I have that conversation with them. It's like, hey, let's try to offer this to a family if they can match the terms that any other investor is offering, right? And at that entry-level price point, you're going to get a lot of investors that are still buying those houses. So, at the end of the day, though, the seller, they have to upgrade, right? They need to make as much money as they can, so they can take that money and upgrade into their next home. And if you're a buyer that can present an aggressive, competitive offer, you can beat out those investors. There's a lot of sellers right now that are willing to sell to a family over an investor, as long as it makes financial sense for them. Okay, so that's the number one thing to get your offer accepted. These next couple ones are just more creative terms to help your offer stand out above the rest. That's going to be taking the house as is, still having an inspection done on the house, but going with the intent of taking the house as is, not asking for any repairs. You can also offer to the seller post-possession, which basically means that they're able to stay in the house for a certain amount of weeks after you've closed, after they have their money, so that way it gives them some more time to go ahead and transition into their next home. Sellers love that. That's a really good option. You can also make your earnest deposit non-refundable after your inspection period. So once you're done with your inspection and you've determined, hey, I'm ready to move forward, this is a house for us, then you could say, even if we were to cancel for whatever reason after our inspection period, our earnest deposit is now non-refundable. Once again, this makes sellers feel more comfortable because they can, make a better safe choice themselves when they're putting an offer on the next house, right? Because they know they have guaranteed money, and that's typically what sellers will do. They'll wait till you're done with the inspection period, making your earnest deposit non-refundable. After that, just gives them even more peace of mind. All right, so hopefully this gives you some ideas of some of the type of offers that I help clients structure all the time to get their offers accepted. And like I said, it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. Now, the non-refundable earnest deposit, the as-is, the post-possession, anybody can do that. Not everybody can pay money above appraisal. Right. And I get that if you're a first time homeowner, especially, you're like, well, where am I going to get all that money from? We got down payment, closing costs. Now I got to pay 10, 15 grand above appraisal to get my offer accepted. Well, it's going to be being more strategic with what you're looking at. Right. You're going to want to look in areas that maybe you haven't considered before. If you're comparing, buying a house versus renting an apartment, you're going to see that prices are closer and closer to being the same in terms of monthly payments, and being a homeowner still makes the most sense. Then you're going to have to look in areas where maybe you didn't consider before, possibly looking at houses that just need some work, and that's always a suggestion that I have to clients, making offers on houses that have been sitting on the market for a week or so that maybe are slightly overpriced based off of their condition. And I have clients go under contract without having to pay any money above appraisal. I have 2 clients right now that are under contract that they didn't have to offer any money above appraisal. Right. So that's it's not impossible, but they are also more creative with their approach. Their expectations are matching what they have at their disposal, and they're able to go under contract on homes without having to offer that. So that's not the only way to go under contract and purchase a house, but of course that's going to be, you're going to have to make some adjustments to your expectations. And of course you have the opportunity and the possibility of going under contract on a new build, and that's huge. New builds, make sure, reach out to me if you're going to check out new builds. That's the only way that I can represent you. You don't lose anything or gain anything by not using an agent. The listing or the new build community offers representation. I can help you out with new builds as well. The downside of new builds, of course, is the wait. They're all about a year out at this point. Who knows where interest rates are going to be a year from now. And then also prices are usually going to be about 10% higher for a new build versus a resale counterpart. But that is another way that you can get away without paying any money above appraisal. And you're going in with just, your closing costs, or sometimes you can't even get your closing costs covered. Now, sellers, a lot of these, will apply to you, right? We talked about the type of offers that you should be looking for. Buyers willing to pay money above appraisal, buyers willing to take the house as is, buyers that are willing to give you a post-possession. This is important. And you want to make sure that these are the expectations that we have, and these are the conversations that I have with all my sellers. Hey, these are the type of offers that we should be expecting. However, that's going to be critical that your house is priced according to market value in the area and according to the condition of the house. That's huge, because if you overprice your house, right? If you price your house on what you think it'll sell for, on what you expect to get out of it, then you're going to have buyers that are going to pass on your house, and they're going to make less aggressive, less competitive offers. You want to make sure that your house is priced right at market value, even slightly under market value, and then just trust the process that this is going to generate traffic to your house to get these more creative, these more aggressive terms that you're looking for. If you overprice your house, it's going to sit on the market, even in this market. That's how I'm able to get some of my clients under contract without paying money above appraisal and without taking the house as is, because we focus on houses that are overpriced and have been sitting on the market for a couple months or a couple weeks. Not months. Months is crazy. A couple weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, right? That's free game. As my buyers, when I talk to them, when we see a house that went past the first weekend without going under contract, that's free game to go on with like a nice chill offer, not offer anything above appraisal, not take it as is. So as a seller, even though the market is in your favor, you still want to make sure that you have your expectations as well, to make sure that you're not overpricing your house, you're pricing it according to market conditions, and then hopefully we can get some of these aggressive terms. So hopefully this video helps you, sellers and buyers, give you a general idea of what to expect, how to get your offer accepted, and sellers, what type of offers to expect. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me. Let's get together.